What's up, guys? It's Mama Deadhead, and I am back with another Fear Friday. So first things first, I wanted to give a shout out to a wonderful subscriber named Kat. They always comment on every single Fear Friday with a really long comment about their thoughts on the season. I mean, what they think compared to what I think, and I love it. Whenever you guys send like such long, well thought out comments, it makes me so happy just because I love the show, and the fact that you guys want to interact with me about the show and want to hear about what I think and talk about it, it just makes it a million times better. So thank you, Kat. I really appreciate it. This season, this is going to be the season 3A recap discussion. So it's kind of all over the place. A lot of stuff happens in this particular half of this particular season. I know I've said before, like, a lot of character development happened in, you know, part of one season, but this particular section of this season is just so jam-packed with just so much different stuff going on. I wanted to save one thing for later, just because my favorite scene, my favorite episode happens in this particular sequence of episodes. But essentially, we meet everyone at the ranch, Jeremiah, Otto, everything, and it nearly all comes to an end in this half of the season as well. I remember thinking during the mid-season finale, like, holy, like, how is this a mid-season finale? Just because it was so insane. So one thing that I thought was really cool, I watched Talking Dead. So literally since the beginning, Chris Hardwick had talked about how he thought Madison had this like really deep, dark secret. And it's just because of the way she acts. She doesn't show a lot of emotion. I mean, when she does, she really only breaks down like one time, and it's like a big thing for her, and then she acts like nothing happened. So whenever she revealed that she killed her own father, I was just sitting there stunned. Like, that entire, oh my god. Like, even thinking about it now, it just makes so much sense, like, to her as a character, why she acts the way that she does. I mean, I know a lot of people give her a lot of crap for, like, she can't act, she's not showing a lot of emotion. That's, like, literally her character. Her character isn't supposed to show a lot of emotion. She killed her own father. So, I mean, like, why would she be showing a lot of emotion now if you had to go through something like that? But, basically, during this, you know, half of the season, like I said, so much stuff happens. Travis dies, nearly at the very, very beginning. If, I believe was the premiere, like, I'm asking you guys, please tell me. The premiere, was it like kind of a two-parter? I know that it was a longer one because I think that he died like in the second half of it. And it was a shock to me. I wanted him to go out in a bigger way. It was kind of anticlimactic just for me. And it was just a shocker. I'm not sure if I was recording my reactions then. I might have been. But I know that in my head, I was thinking, what? Like, did that just happen? And after I watched it, I normally go back and watch the episode after Talking Dead, because it goes, you know, like, Fear the Walking Dead or The Walking Dead, Talking Dead, and then they show the episode again. And I remember just, like, rewatching that scene, trying to connect it in my mind, because it just felt random to me. Like, not necessarily forced, because I kind of got the angle that they were going for, but it was just so out of the blue. Like, I wasn't expecting it at that exact moment, which I guess is really, really good. But sometimes you can see a lead up. And, you know, sometimes, I mean, typically in most shows, if a character gets a lot of time that they normally don't get, they go do something that they normally wouldn't do, they get in trouble. That's normally how things happen. But this was just literally in, like, the grand scheme of something really, really big happening. You know, them getting on the helicopters, going to the ranch, and they get shot at. And you're like, by who? There's so much stuff going on. Like, what is this? Also in this part of this season, we have people separated out. Ophelia, we discover that she is with Walker, which I think is a really awesome character and awesome character name, like Walker. That's amazing. But, and then we discover them, and then we discover the Otto family, basically, and the entire ranch, and then Strand is still at the hotel at this point. He says that he's a doctor. One of the most Strand things that Strand has done in the show, basically, you know, rolling out in a brand new Jaguar. And I just thought that that was really funny. I'm pretty sure that that is in one of my reactions, so I was like, typical Strand. Like, that is Strand to a T. If he would just, you know, I've said this before, if he would walk off a helicopter in, like, a brand new suit, holding a glass of champagne into The Walking Dead, and was like, hey, I'm here, I'm Strand, I'd be like, yeah, that's Strand. That's Strand for you. Everybody would be like, whoa, who is this? And we would all be here like, normal Strand. Normal Tuesday for Strand. But, yeah, so essentially, Jeremiah Otto's story just comes to an end as he is killed by Nick in the mid-season finale. We have kind of a war-ish going on, a small-scale war compared to some of the other things that we have seen happen. And we see, I think, we see a lot of character development from Alicia. Now, this is a character that I've said before. She is a very, very strong character. I think that she came out a very strong character. She might have not known exactly how to handle the zombie apocalypse, as most people wouldn't, but her family dynamic and what she has had to go through has put her in a position to make her independent and make her strong. Like, she obviously still cares about what her mother thinks. I think that's essentially it. Not really Nick as much, but it's not like life or death for her. Like, if her mother doesn't approve, too bad, so sad type of deal. So we do see a lot of growth from her because we see her kind of get into a relationship. Jake, obviously, I do like Jake. Troy, the thing about him is, I don't mind a bad guy. I thought Troy, I think in general, Troy is such an interesting character, but it's just everybody else covering for him that I can't stand. And I think I've said this before. Like, if you're going to be bad, be bad. If you're going to be good, be good. I don't really like an in-between. And that was the issue I was having with Madison for so long. But I think I can go more in depth next week with that, because definitely more stuff happens regarding that dynamic. One other thing I want to talk about, I know in some of my discussions I've talked about, you know, not liking a character that's kind of like wish-washy. And I know that a couple of people have actually brought up Strand, and they're like, he's literally a con man, Sarah. Like, how could you not like somebody that pretends to be something else and you like a con man? The thing about Strand, and I mean, even more so in the season, he's pretending to be a doctor and he's not. He's not exactly a con man. He's a con man, but he tells you that he's a con man. He's open with it. Everybody knows. He's going back to people that he's seen before, that he's done business with before, and they know exactly what he's like. It's essentially like if I came into your house and I was like, you know what? I am probably going to steal all of your fine china while you're asleep. So if I wake up, or you wake up and I'm gone and so's your fine china, that was me. And then I'd steal it, and then I come back the next day and I'm like, so, got any jewelry type of deal? You'd be like, get out. That's the type of thing that I don't understand with Strand. Like, just tell him to get out if you know what he's like. And, man, this half of the season is like so many storylines just tied into one. Another thing that I didn't really fully understand was the dynamic, I guess you would say, between Alicia and Ophelia. Now, don't get me wrong. In this half of this season, we do find out that, I mean, Otto is a racist piece of shit. I don't know any other way to say that. He is a racist piece of shit. There's no way around it. That's just his character. And that's how he treats Ophelia, and he leaves her to die. And then that's when Walker finds her, nurses her back to health, and essentially gets her on that side. But what I don't understand is, I don't really feel like Alicia in particular ever really did anything to negatively impact the relationship that she had with Ophelia. So I was really confused when everything was just completely casual, when, you know, Alicia is talking to Walker and Ophelia just walks up. It's just like she walks up. I would expect Alicia or Ophelia to be like, oh my gosh, it's you, and they weren't. So I thought that that in general was kind of weird. Please tell me your feelings on that, because I would like to know. It just, like, was weird for me. I was shocked to see Ophelia. I was happy, but why? Like, why weren't they excited to see each other? Like, I would really like to know your guys' opinions. I think I'm going to close this out. I'm trying to make sure that I didn't forget anything too incredibly important. I know that I don't really talk about Nick a lot, and I think it's because I find him awkward. I'm not sure how to feel about his character, and it's kind of why I've pushed off doing his character, like, discussion, which I'm going to do in a couple weeks, because I'm not really sure how to feel about him, because he has this really strange relationship with Troy, like a bromance, kind of like they could be together, but like brothers, but it's weird. I don't quite understand that either, but yeah. So the last thing that I want to talk to you guys about is literally my favorite scene. I adore this scene so incredibly much. I wish I had my autographed picture of Strand Coleman here with me, but it's when he is talking to the Russian cosmonaut, and the scene in general fascinates me, and I'm pretty sure this is in, like, the mid-season finale. So he finds a wrecked Abigail, gets on, you know, he has his suit on or whatever, he gets the champagne, and he's at his radio, and he starts talking. He starts to talk to this Russian astronaut, and to be honest, I'm not sure if it's real. Now, I don't know if anybody has ever brought this up before, and if you guys want me to just do a complete breakdown of this scene, I would absolutely love to do it, just because I find it so fascinating. But essentially what we learn is that it's all over the world, and this is the first time this has been addressed in really either show, is that it literally is how, like, he can see it from space. It's happening everywhere. Now, it's referenced in The Walking Dead that, like, France, I believe France is close to a cure, but nothing is known for sure. This guy is like, you know, typical American thinking everything only happens to you. It's everywhere. Like, I'm screwed. I'm talking to you from a death capsule. Like, I'm done for. It's all over the world. Like, I saw everything when the lights went out and all of that kind of stuff, which is incredibly profound if you think about it. He is talking to this person in space. They're quoting these, like, amazing people, and essentially Strand and him are having, like, a last hurrah. And the thing that is so off about it to me is just the entirety of the whole thing, all of it. The entirety of the entirety doesn't add up for me. Like, what are the odds that he finds a wrecked Abigail? Abigail of all things. Like, what are the odds that he's just going on to Abigail, drinking his life away, which seems to me to kind of be like a last drink? I thought it was like a suicide mission type thing, that he was just going to, like, end it all at that point, which is really weird for his character, but that's just how I felt about it. And if you go back and like rewatch it, it's just so out of place. And then he talks to an astronaut. Like, is this real? Or is this just in his head to make him push forward? Because I've said before, I find Abigail to be life. Abigail is life. This is a life that he had before. This represents everything that Strand was before. This represents him as a person. It's life. Abigail is life for me. That's why I like Abigail so much. So that's why it kind of confuses me. Now, I know I'm probably going to get some comments. You are reading way too far into this. Like, this is just a really cool scene. Leave it at that. But I don't know. It just feels off to me. Plus, it was really, really symbolic for me that he lit Abigail on fire, when Abigail obviously means a lot to him. So was this just him in his mind? Let me know what you guys think about this. But yeah, that's the loveliest scene that I wanted to talk about the most. But I think that's going to be it for this week. Thank you guys so much for watching this. I love Fear Friday so much. I love Fear the Walking Dead so much. I love Strand so much. I'm so excited for next week. And that discussion might be long. Might be like 30 minutes. And I really apologize, guys. But there's just so much that I want to talk about. Or if you guys want to talk about something different, comment below, let me know. If you want to go in depth about that, like, cosmonaut scene, if you want me to actually, like, react to it next week, watch it again for you guys and point out the things that I'm seeing to make me feel a certain way about it, let me know. That actually sounds really awesome. But, yeah, guys, thank you so much for watching. And again, Kat, you're amazing. Thank you so much for all of your comments. But, yeah, guys, that's going to be it for me. And bye, guys.